At the end of the day, like, truth is not going to be the same for everyone. It's only the person who did it will know the truth of what it's really like. I was such a city boy, so leaving the city was a great choice for me to really hear back the inner voice or the wisdom that I had in me. Hello friends, it's me Taka. Actually, me and my partner Jess, we've actually left Japan to backpack the world, mainly in South America and Africa for about 14 months. And we're actually back in Hong Kong right now. I think the reason that I'm trying to do this now is people have asked me, so you left for 14 months, what did you learn? And every time they ask me, I feel like I just haven't boiled down my thoughts and everything. We're trying to verbalize and crystallize, but I just couldn't articulate this properly.
And I already want to kill myself editing this video, but I try my best.
It's also something that I wish I knew, and now I'm 30 and it got me more difficult to make this decision. So today is the youngest time of your life, so I hope you will be taking your own step. So I'm not going to focus on the backpack itself, but something more about what has this experience beyond backpack had actually taught us in terms of this past 14 months by leaving the society and living a normal life to really pursue the life that you want. This was a really difficult topic for me today. I don't know if you have any suggestion. That if you have, I would love for you to actually add it to me. So I want to jump right into it. One thing that I can say for now is that it's not this 14 months of backpack had taught us something. It's kind of, I'll show you this. It's kind of a mountain of things that we're actually doing. And backpack, we did some milestones ourselves. And this time we actually decided to do backpack 14 months, just disappear from the society for 14 months. And just go on our own. I mean, this had taught us a lot of things, but I think this is more about a belief or the mindset driven thing that made us make this decision to go backpack. So lesson number one is actually something that backpacking or leaving the society had actually taught me. Actually, I was leaving the city for a good, I was such a city boy, so I was in Hong Kong, Singapore, and it was in Tokyo. And like I said, we are climbing different types of mountains at each point. My kind of second, third mountain that we climbed was actually to move out of Tokyo to actually stay on the seaside. When you actually move somewhere far, people tell you, oh man, dude, that's so far. What are you gonna do? It's so boring out there. You're gonna lose all your friends, man. Things like that. But leaving the society was, leaving the kind of like the busy society was actually kind of a denoising all the noises that you were hearing every day. Mindset is so important. It's all about what you hear, what you say, what you see, really impacts your mindset. So when you're in city where everyone talks about things and everyone limits their belief, right? That will creep into your brain as well. So actually leaving the city had a great effect on me in terms of clearing all the clouds of voices, and I started to hear more about myself. And I think from there I started to have more kind of a clearer voice of me and also reflecting my partner's voice together. And we actually started imagining, what if this could happen? Then if this happens, it's going to be amazing. If we go to South America or Africa, it's going to be amazing. There are so many great places, Patagonia, Galapagos, the safari national parks. Yeah, and then that's how it pretty much happened. So actually leaving the city was a great choice for me to really hear back the inner voice or the wisdom that I had in me. So something that I strongly believe in nowadays more than anything else, which is to inquire our own truth. In Asia, in Japan, or in Hong Kong, same thing. I feel like the society is just really streamlined and everything. And then most of our kind of parents or our teachers and all the generations above us, people would just tell you, even our friends will tell you, this is dangerous, this is not good. You're not going to come back to corporate again. All the things that they have never done, but they are somehow so confident or certain about, right? So, and I think I was rather soft-spoken type, and I didn't really have a strong mindset in me to really navigate myself back in time, especially in my 20s. I was really trying to hold on to this society and just try to go up the corporate ladder and everything. But what I noticed was that actually I needed to believe in myself, and I had my instinct, and it's something that you need to really inquire on your own, because what these people tell you all the time is actually they're creating limitation in you, but they've actually never done it. Then I think another point is that like you should seek advices from people who've actually done it. Is one thing. At the end of the day, like the truth is not going to be the same for everyone. It's only the person who did it will know the truth of what it's really like in, let's say South America or Africa. For 14 months that we survived, everything was okay. We didn't get into bad accidents or anything. I really thought that I was one of them too. I thought South America and Africa would be too dangerous for us to go. So I always avoided and never really thought about it. But when we actually saw a lot of these South America and Africa had so much beautiful sceneries to actually offer. And I think that's the time that we started to question, is it really that dangerous now? Is it like what people have been saying for the past time? But every place on the earth is actually developing right now. And then that's pretty much, we inquired our own truth and found, wow, South America and Africa was really beautiful. So again, I'm not trying to tell you to go to South America and Africa right now. You can support them. But what I think is like most of the time, what people tell you that, something is not good, something is dangerous, it's always these people that have never done that kind of thing. So I think really inquiring your own truth is much better than believing someone's statement or opinions. But it is true that you need to be careful in some areas. In South Africa, Johannesburg that we went was actually one of the most dangerous places in the world now. And we had to be really careful about it. So we did a lot of research to make sure that we were fine. We were going home safe. And because I had Jess as well, I needed to make sure that we're safe together. Yeah. Oh, actually, in terms of your inquiring your own truth, I think there are a few more things as well. Some people will tell you people won't hire you again if you actually have gaps at 30, right? So for me, I'm not doing a 9-to-5 right now anymore. But even if I'm doing a freelance independent consultant, people genuinely don't really care about what you've done in the past year. I mean, they might care if you have took a 1-year gap for doing nothing, right? But for me, we had a clear vision of how we embedded our backpacking experience in our lifetime, because that's something that really matters to us. If you want to know about what inspired us to do this trip, you can check out the other video. I'll post it somewhere here, or in the link. We create our own limitation. So when we go to South America or Africa, so the people will tell us, oh no, dude, there was just a shooting in there, man. Why are you going there? Why are you so stupid? Or my mom always tells me that there's so many places in the world. Why are you going there? So why are you so stupid? When you watch TV, there's one case of South America. Mexico had a gun shooting, all the mafia and stuff like that. And then they would just assume if you go there, you're just gonna be part of the incident. So that kind of thing. That's one example before we left. And then after we actually left, I supplement here is we had a lot of situations where we were physically and mentally challenging because we're not doing a luxury travel to survive and live in that moment. Every single thing that you actually do in the city was not possible for us, especially for us in Japan. We had everything set up, all the infrastructure, high living standards. But in where we backpacked in South America and Africa, a lot of the time we were trying to travel with a minimal expense, minimal cost. And as much as we enjoyed experiencing that kind of process with other local people, it was also very painful at the same time. At least for me, and it kind of like pushed the boundaries for a city boy like me to experience that kind of thing. So now I'm okay staying in a hostel with like other people, snoring, dirty houses, and that kind of things that makes you feel not so good. Mentally, I became more mature. I think Jess, my partner, I think she also grew up mentally and physically in a way that we had to do some intensive trekking for 3 nights in extremely hot weather, or actually go up to 6,000 meters snow trekking. We were all the time left behind. We were like the slowest people in the group. So a lot of time, Jess had to survive. It just had to keep going. She has no point of return. So she had to take a rest and keep going, take a rest and keep moving. That pushed her mental and physical boundaries for her, So now we feel like we're more confident, and we know when we have to face challenges. We're more confident to doing something that we're not comfortable, I guess, right? So back to the video. So the next point is actually time is a new currency. This is actually pretty much about the book that inspired us, also in another video. But ultimately this is our life, right? Why are we spending more time to actually save for something that we don't even know? We don't even know what's going to happen in 30 years, 40 years time. There might be. I mean, there's something that you really never know what's going to happen in the future, right? So, I mean, when you have an option like this, I'm not telling you to go to a backpack, but if there's something that you really want to do, at least make your time to, if it's 9 to 5, do it at 5 to 9. That's what everyone in the world is actually saying already. And I think that's really true, that we should spend more time, invest the time into something that you really want to do to make it happen. And time is never going to come back at the end of the day. I have lost my 20s. I really, really regret the time that I didn't live like intentional back in the time. I was in management consulting before, and it was a really long hours. So I was pretty much on an autopilot mode, and I just work, eat, sleep. It gave me a huge growth to me as well. But when I finished working, I just spent time on, I don't know, scrolling Instagram, doing things that didn't matter to me at all. So yeah, I mean, there's no point regretting anymore. So that's why I'm trying to do it today at our 30s. Is the youngest time for me. I think the last point for me, which is quite important, is the last point is actually about minimalism. So this whole entire 14 months, we actually never paid anything for the check-in luggage. Part of the reason is that it adds up a lot of money. We wanted to spend that money on experiences more. Second is way too dangerous to keep our luggages checked in, because you don't know where, if you actually lose your clothes and everything, or you can still buy it, but it's going to be a lot of trouble. So we never checked in our baggage at all. We always try to keep our bags near us, because in some places people will steal your bag. And what actually that taught us is actually we live with the minimal things, only necessary things in life. We just pack our necessary clothing, my cameras, basic things that we needed. And the more we travel, the more we find it easier to make more decisions in things that really matters to us. So being minimalistic is actually about letting unimportant things go, so that what matters to you will come into your life. It's about, it's either like a mental thing, it's also in your career, in your work as well, or even in your backpack. It's all the same thing. For a backpack, we just put everything that we needed, and we can travel easily, and we can spend more. We have more choices of things that we can do by holding a really minimal backpack to ourselves. In career or in the work also, even if it pays you well, but if it's something that you really don't love, it's just really difficult to excel in that career, and you will never be able to perform yourself, to contribute to your clients or to your bosses. You always try to let go of things that you really don't like. Let them go and let the good things come into you. Don't worry about it. Be patient. All the good things will follow into you when you make your choice that you want this, you don't want this. And ultimately that minimalism kind of a mindset really applied to our money spending as well. We naturally minimize our spending on all the things that we don't really need. If it's something that invests into your creation of something to your businesses, I'm still willing to pay for that one. But if it's like it's something that to satisfy your desire, satisfy your materialism, then it's not going to be something that we will purchase or buy anymore. For me, I used to invest a lot in camera gears and everything, and buy all the gadgets and stuff that I feel like I just wasted a ton of money. This YouTube video as well, I used to do more kind of high production value kind of thing by using gears and cameras. And now I realize it's really about your content, and that really matters, brings that difference, I think. And because I always think about my backpack is so small, I can't really buy anything that doesn't matter to me anymore. So it's kind of good to have a one backpack and then try to fit in. If you have space, I think it's kind of similar to in your houses, right? If you have more containers, you naturally want to put more stuff into it. If you throw your closets, if you actually throw your all the containers, naturally you will lose all the things that you don't really need. You'll just have more space. If you enjoyed this video, and I think ultimately there's no such thing as normal or anything. So if you ever have questions or doubts about what other people tell you, like, always believe in yourself. And I think that's what exactly we did in the past 14 months, and we've found an amazing journey. We've made our amazing memory dividend between me and my partner Jess. So I don't know, what are the things that you want to do, or what are the things that you've actually done in your past that change your life? Let me know in the comment. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.